screen now.
I just said Danity Kane for a reason because I have some friends that are going to go ahead and take over the countdown for me. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Shannon. I'm Aundrea.
I'm Aubrey. And I'm Dawn. And this is Danity Kane.
They're in the house with us right now, baby. They're going to take over the countdown. Before we get into the first song, I want to know what's going on. Return to Danity Kane. Let us know. Let your fans know it's good.
We are finally back in the studio. We're recording our first studio album, our third studio album, but our first studio album, Back is For. And we've just really been all about the art. We've been all about making music. We've been all about creating new sounds, pushing ourselves vocally with the choreography, with everything really coming back stronger than we've ever been, and making sure that we have everything to offer our fans and to the audience in general.
Now, I want to know, were you guys like sitting down on the couch and you're like, yo, let's get the band together? Like, how did it come about?
Not really. I got a text message, I think, from Aubrey and then Dawn, and then it turns out they'd talk because Aubrey was like,
You know, it just got to a point where we were reaching a place in all of our individual careers where we felt like we had established a lot of the things that we wanted to develop within ourselves, but we were still missing the pieces of what we had started off with. Yeah. And we didn't want anyone to write our ending.
Define that for us. You know, there's unfinished business here that we wanna finish that.
Did you feel disrespected that you got a text message?
Hell no.
I mean, come on. You can't pick up the phone?
I was so
I picked up the phone.
No, trust. About 2 seconds after that text message. I was like, okay, Aubrey's calling now. This is very important.
There's never just a text message. There's a call, and then there's a...
together.
Yeah.
Got on the conference call, and okay, let's do this.
It was organic.
Anything that almost stopped it from happening?
No, I think this is something that we all wanted. You know, we've had plenty of opportunities to do this again, and they were never right. You know, it was always 1 or 2 people that weren't into it. Or this was the first time. This was what we wanted, and everybody wanted it. Everybody felt the same way, and I think that's why this music and our art sounds so great this time around. Is because I think we want this now. We want this for the fans, and we want this for ourselves.
We're throwing it back to Damage, so I want you to give us a little something maybe we don't know about. Maybe like when you shot the video, this happened when we made Damaged, or how the song came together, and then introduce your old school song.
Surprisingly, Shannon and Puff got an argument, but they didn't put that on TV. Because I didn't win it, but it was some of her costume. I was like, no. I'm like, listen to me, listen. He's like, we were like talking and yelling. I'm like, I don't want to wear those pants. I can't dance in those pants. And we were arguing. I ended up wearing what he wanted, and then afterwards I looked at him. I'm like, okay, you were right. He's like,
he's wrong about mine.
He was wrong about that stuff. Shoot, he was right about those pants.
You said we're expecting an album from you.
Yes.
What are we expecting as far as your sound? Like, are you adapting to what's happening now? Do you feel like the music that's happening now, are you going to go R&B-ish? Are you going to go pop? Are you going to even maybe go EDM?
We don't have a name for our sound. We're not going to box it that way. We're choosing to do music that we love. It's music that influences us, that sounds that we've heard over the time we've been away from each other. And honestly, our songwriting has grown since then. So we're not listening to the radio. Our ears are not to what's happening now. Our ears are to what we've been listening to in our own lives. Sounds, old films, soundtracks, scores. It's a different vibe, you know.
And we all represent something different
Very
musically.
different.
So we always are going to have, our music's always going to be R&B. It's always going to be pop. It's always going to have country elements to it. I mean, we all have such different voices in different lanes. And so we always bring that blend to every track that we...
Yeah.
And now we could talk about naked people swinging on balls.
So this is
we go back to talking about us.
I know, exactly. It's more important. The number 1 song is us.
I mean, if you want to go swinging on a wrecking ball,
We don't have to be naked on a ball.
I will.
Well, Aubrey always is. She was doing that this morning. No.
I was doing that long before Miley started doing it, okay?
No. And then with that, number 1 song.
Here's the number 1 song for the girls that like to swing on balls naked and stick their tongues out and twerk with no butt. Here is, I said it because I have a butt. Shout out to that. New Orleans, stand up. This is Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball.
92.3.
She doesn't have a butt.
Keep it real.
It's real.
That's how you keep it real.
Okay, I'm getting hot.
She doesn't have a butt. It don't mean she can't twerk. It's real.
No, she doesn't.
There.
It's the,
I'm black. I can say that.
It's all based around who you put yourself around, right? I mean, that's the people that are around you kind of mold type of person.
Yeah, but in my culture,
I don't mind it.
I don't mind her twerking, but she still doesn't have a butt.
I like everything
She
she's
has a
doing.
very, very big tongue, though.
Yeah, but I like her.
Oh yeah, like you have a problem with that.
Yeah, I like that.
My tongue is tiny. Like I can. That's all it's going. But Danity Kane hanging out with us on my show. I really, really appreciate it. Love you, girls.
We love you, Toro. Thanks for having us. And we love New York.
Got me all like tingly inside. I feel good. It's 92.3, baby. Awesome.